Ghost. You've got a ghost.
I mean, it's entirely possible, and if so, all right, what can I do to spook these people? Flush the toilet.
Hi, I'm Steve, and this is Then You Ruined It, a podcast where me and Jason try to get through just 20 minutes of human interaction without, well, ruining it. Buckle up, folks. It's gonna get bumpy.
So my son is getting ready to leave tomorrow morning for his big trip to the East Coast with his school friends. They're doing one of those put all the good kids on a plane trip and take them to see the sights. But he's real excited. It should be fun. They're going to go to D.C., they're going to go to New York, and they're going to go to Philly. So that'll be fun. But we were packing everything, and he's like, your friend Jason lives in the area, right? I bet if he was around us and he said something, I'd recognize his voice and I'd know it was him. I would ask, if you are in D.C., New York, or Philadelphia over the next week and you see a bunch of middle schoolers, talk a lot.
Okay.
Put this to the test.
All right. Sorry. I am not planning on being in D.C., Philly, or New York, or even a perfect triangulation of those locations. You will not find me there. I will be outside that because I live in Richmond, Virginia, and that is at least 3 hours southwest of DC. So, no, you won't find me, I don't think. But, actually, he might find one of my doppelgangers because
No! I don't want him finding your pedophile named doppelganger.
That's not what I meant. That's not a doppelganger. That's the name.
It's a doppelnamer.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, the person that shares the name, those were the pedophiles or whatever. I don't know. And it's the doppelgangers that I've seen that I'm like, that's me. That looks like me. And I would love to hear them talk because I wanted to see if they have the same terrible for radio voice that I have. Like if they sound like, silky smooth, they'd be like, damn it. They got everything. They got my looks and the good sound.
And check out his schlong. It's at least 3 inches longer.
Well, I compare myself to every man I see that way. They don't have to look like me. It's like, see, honey? Look. You can tell by the outline. It barely reaches his pocket. Mine is bigger. That's right. That's why I'm the man. Now, I have to cut your son some slack because I was a high school graduate. I was in college years when my girlfriend at the time lived in Roanoke, Virginia, which is west of Richmond. So it's far west of DC and very far southwest of New York City. And yet when 9/11 happened, I was terrified that somehow this was going to mean because she was on the East Coast where things were happening that, I needed to hear from her. I need to make sure she was safe. And it's maybe the whole East Coast is just under siege and that's all we're seeing of it.
It's a very tall tower. If it fell in her direction, it might have got her.
Not that dumb. Like I said, high school graduated. Most kids to get that point at least would know that if the Empire State Building fell, or the World Trade Centers fell, I guess, that they would not reach all the way to Roanoke, Virginia.
I don't know. I mean, there's some dumb people.
I didn't say there were not some dumb people, and I said not everybody that graduates high school would possibly, give that a thought. But you can convince people of a lot of things these days. I don't think I would have bought that one. My son tries to regularly gaslight me with things he sees on YouTube. He doesn't know he's trying to, but he'll just tell me something.
This sounds like fun. What are some rabbit holes your son is taking you down?
Oh, good.
What's Coco Lemon telling the kids these days?
Not Coco Lemon. It's what is it? The channel's called Be Amazed.
Okay.
It's really cool. It's lots of just informative videos, and most of it is good information that's just like, wow, bet you kids didn't know this. And it's like, whoa, Dad, did you know? And every fifth thing he tells me, I'm just like, that one's bullshit. Cleaned up for my son. It's like, we need to look that up. I'm not sure that one's right.
And do you look that up? Because you've taken some hard stances that have turned out to be wrong on this show.
I've looked some things up. Some things. He's very convincing. He will find when I say, no, I don't think that's right, we should look that up, then he'll kind of spin it. And I'll be like, well, what I meant was, It's like, oh, okay, well, if you mean it like that, then yeah, that could be true. I'm trying to think of the one he came up with on the way home from daycare today. It was something. It was like he just kept talking about it all the way home until we were both agreed, like, yeah, that could happen. But whatever it was, and right when he told me it, I was like, that's a lie. One of your friends or YouTube lied to you. Just straight up lied.
No, Dad, if you take the Tootsie Pop wrapper that has the kid shooting the star, you get a free one.
I wish it was simple stuff like that. That I could at least, like, okay, son, if you say so. No, this is like empirical facts about the universe.
See, Dad, all I'm saying is if we found the emails, we'd see that Hillary Clinton had a pizzeria full of pedophiles.
If he ever brought up anything like that, no, that's the kind of stuff that my wife brings to me. Except she's luckily the other way. She's left leaning. So, but oh man, she will. Recently, she was talking about something, and she said something about something so specific about the Trump trial, like the names of the prosecutors. She started like rattling off like the names of the prosecutors, and I stopped her. I said, "Stop right there. Nobody at all cares about that. I certainly don't, and nobody. You shouldn't know that. I want to put something else in your brain right now so you don't remember that, because nobody should know what that fact."
Also, we're going to fact check you because you just listed Channing Tatum.
Well, yeah, that's again, that bad info. She's getting good info, I think. It's just why? No input. No Johnny Five. Not more input. Stop input. Come watch a dumb show with me.
This is a better thing to do with our brain.
It is. Than that kind of stuff. And
we kind of have the I don't know if it's the opposite. It's the same problem. Same problem is kids having unfettered access to the internet, and I don't approve of it. The other day, we were sitting around for family prayer, and we were talking about things that we were grateful for. And I said I was grateful that Mom woke me up in time because my alarm didn't. And kids asked, why didn't your alarm wake you up? And my wife explained, somehow it got set from AM to PM. So the alarm was going to go off at 4:30 in the afternoon rather than in the morning. And my daughter just freaked out, and she's like super scared. She's like, do we have a ghost? Do we have a ghost? Do we have a ghost? Like tears coming down her face. We're like, no. And so I went into her room afterwards to put her down, and I'm like talking about it. I'm like, why are you so scared? And I finally get her to admit that she and her friend watch YouTube, and they watched real ghost videos. And they watched one. Yeah, Jason's shaking his head. No, this one's in a genre of dumb crap. This was the dumbest. It was someone's laundry on a line, and one of the things fell off. End of video. That's it. And we lost a good hour of my life. I don't know how to fight that. We just watched anime until she fell asleep.
I mean, yeah, that's just last night. My son came in our bedroom, and before we both either of us went to sleep, and said, I think I saw a bug in my room. And he said that so many times, and I don't know what he's seeing, but he may just
Bugs.
Be waking up and seeing something flash in front of his eyes right when he wakes up and thinks, oh, bug, gotta go tell somebody. So I have to go in there and turn on the light and just look in every corner of the room, everywhere I can, to see, no, there's no bug, not even a fly. Go back to bed. So I carry him back in there, and he just crashes. And I mean, right before coming down here to podcast, I assume I can blame my nosy daughter trying to find the video game paraphernalia that I've hidden from her. I'm down in the bathroom, and I can hear somebody walking around upstairs, and it's like, okay, well, my son hopefully is sleeping. She's the only one that would be up there when she's supposed to be taking a shower. She's in our bathroom, clearly, or a bedroom or something, doing something. So then I come up later to make sure she's doing what she's supposed to before I come down here to podcast. And the light is on in our closet. And I'm like, I was in there earlier, but I don't think I left the light on. And there's like, my wife's stuff is knocked over. So I'm like, okay, she came in here looking for the stuff and is terrible about cleaning up behind herself. So left plenty of evidence. And then I go downstairs, and there's like doors open and lights on. And I'm like, what the hell's going on?
And?
I don't know. I'm the only one here. My wife is gone at the moment. So it would be my word against my daughter's. And I mean, I know who's going to win that one because she just lies about everything right now. I'm slightly alarmed. Like if I was a Metal Gear Solid guard walking the grounds, I would definitely be in an elevated state. Not alarm. I'm not sounding the alarms. I don't have the exclamation point over my head, but I'm definitely like, what's going on here? Let's keep an eye out.
Maybe a semicolon.
Yeah, there you go. Nice ellipses.
I would love for this to somehow turn into a ghost hunting podcast. So if you hear anything during the rest of this episode or the next one, let's go investigate.
Okay, I can go upstairs when the water starts running down the walls, and then go up there and find that the toilet flushed itself because it's doing that right now.
Wait, the toilet flushes itself?
I mean, yeah, it's broken, so it runs, but it runs at random times. So I'll just be down here, and all of a sudden the water will just start running. And I'm like, I bet somebody didn't go to the bathroom. I bet it's just running again. And you'll be sitting on it, and it'll just start like the toilet bowl will fill. Oh my God, scared the bejesus out of me a couple days ago.
Ghost! You've got a ghost!
I mean, it's entirely possible, and if so, this ghost just lived lived my life, basically, and then died, and it's like, all right, what can I do to spook these people? Flush the toilet. You didn't see that coming, did you? Oh, I opened this door. Who could have left it open? Could it be the gust of the wind coming from the air conditioner, or was it me? Spooky ghost man. Nope, it was probably just the wind.
I'm just looking for the switch.
Yeah. Wasn't trying to scare anybody. Seriously, just couldn't tell which one was the fan and which one was the light.
It's the fan. Oh no, I'm being sucked away.
I've been my own undoing. That's the lamest ghost. Don't need an exorcist. Just wait till it accidentally turns on a fan.
Or you just turn on the bathroom fan. Go take a gnarly dump and turn the fan on afterwards.
Gnarly
and
dump.
The ghost is like, oh no. While my daughter was having her freak out, I'm trying to calm her down by like being, first off, we don't have a ghost. Second, if we had a ghost, I would kick its butt. Because that's the way we have to, like, we've had so many conversations about ghosts, but this is finally the line I've drawn. Is like, if something comes to haunt you, it has to fight me. And, I like my chances. But she doesn't. She doesn't have faith in me and my ability to fight. But my wife was like, you remember that movie we watched with the ghost Ernest? We had a ghost on Netflix. And you're like, don't you remember that movie? He was just a nice guy. And my daughter looked up at her and she's like, that movie scared me. I'm like, yeah, she was crying the whole time and left halfway through. She didn't see the redemption part. She got too scared.
Yeah, that's a parenting fail. Luckily, it was only on one of your parts. One of you remembered.
Yeah. I'm the one who remembers what child is scared of what. That's my job.
I can't remember what account it was or what for what reason, but somebody on social media the other day posted the clip of 3 Men and a Baby with the ghost in the background. And it was just on a tight loop. It was like 5 seconds. It just kept showing it. And I was like, oh no, childhood trauma coming back.
Why did you click on that video?
No, it's one of those, it was just scrolling through and I saw it and it was like, I can't remember what it was. It was just like, remember the way we were all freaked out by the ghost in 3 Men and a Baby? And that's all it says. And it just keeps showing it. And I'm like, because if you know that scene, it pans over the scene, and as it goes by, there's supposedly, a child in the curtains of the background, and so it just kept going, and I just kept staying there for it. I watched it like 20 times before I was like, okay, I'm not sleeping tonight. Yeah. I think it was one of those, like, remember all those things in movies that we saw as kids. It was also the word sex in The Lion King, and the king's boner in The Little Mermaid. It was like all those in one video. And so I was like, I mean, I know those, but then it got to the ghost and I was like, oh, I shouldn't watch this. I did.
Where's that king's boner? Let me look at that one again.
Wife asked me later on, okay, I don't usually check your search history, but why did you search for Little Mermaid King's boner? Honey, I'm glad you asked. I can actually explain that one.
I was scared.
I was scared of the ghost in the movie, so I went to look at the King's Boner to calm myself down. Perfectly harmless.
You like Christmas Hallmark movies. I like the King's Boner in The Little Mermaid.
I like getting a little fright in me, and then, the King's Boner calms me down. Sure. Episode title achieved.
I'm going to ask you to stay away from DC, Philadelphia, and New York for the next week.